Hello everyone, welcome to the last episode of Crypto Corner for this year. It is the 30th of December and I will not be doing a video tomorrow, but I will come to you very soon in 2 days time, so stay tuned. Of course, today we have a great show for you. I will be going through the road of Bitcoin to 30k because this is really where we're going. We're going to look at the markets as usual, and we're going to do a quick recap on overall what is happening with crypto markets today. But we will focus on the different all-time highs that Bitcoin has built over the years, and also the corrections, so that we can see what we can expect from this new all-time high. By the way, today we did hit a new all-time high just hours ago. I think as I was preparing for this video, we hit an all-time high, so it is remarkable, and this is why I will be dedicating this video to just going through the different all-time highs and how did we get here. So this is what is happening now. Let's get started. Oh yes, indeed, we did hit an all-time high just a few hours ago. We hit 28,500. So this is the new all-time high for right now. In fact, it was 28,598 as recorded on Bitstamp. As you know, I always use Bitstamp here, not always, but most of the time I'm using Bitstamp here just because they have the longest history, price history for trading Bitcoin, and this is why we will be sticking to Bitstamp today for this video. As you see, over the last few days we were consolidating within the parameters of this triangle, and we should have broken out at some point. I wasn't sure whether it will be today or tomorrow because we could have continued a little bit further, and we could have done the breakout on the upside as well as on the downside. If we were to go downside, this was the target we were going for, 23,000 and a half, and if we broke on the upside, this was the target. This is still the target, 29,500, so almost 30,000, and we estimate that by taking the difference between the high and the low point here at the start of this triangle, and we just project it at, you know, what kind of a move we can make. It is not a guaranteed that we will be making this kind of a move, but it is just a projection, and because we broke on the upside, we are now really targeting this price level here, 29 and a half. So whether we will get there, it is yet to be confirmed. We may not. It seems like the selling pressure is quite high right now as we approach 29k, and I feel that many people just don't believe that Bitcoin will be breaking 30,000 by the end of the year. We only have 1 day left anyway, so this is why people are happy to be selling at these price levels, and I think most people are expecting a retracement throughout January, because January is not a very strong month for Bitcoin historically speaking, but we will be looking at that in a few moments. Now let's take a also quick look at what the rest of the markets are doing. So currently the global market cap right now is $738 billion. It was 667 last time in my last video, which was just a couple of days ago. Bitcoin's market cap has also grown quite a bit. It is 519 billion right now. It was 460 in my previous video, and its dominance is growing as well, ever so slightly, 70.1% today as opposed to 69% a couple of days ago from my previous video. The price is 28,000 today. It was 24,800 last time, so we've added almost 4,000 to 3,500. Ethereum was 621, today is 733. Ripple unfortunately keeps dropping. It is at 21 cents. It was 30 cents in my previous video. And Litecoin, no major change there, 127 today, 127 last time in my previous video. Now, if you can see, the scrolling statistics are showing dot instead of link this time, because link has actually fallen down a bit in market cap, and I'm only going to be reporting on the top coins. So currently Polkadot has taken its spot. You see that I don't mention Bitcoin Cash. This is on purpose. I just don't like Bitcoin Cash. So this is the quick answer to anyone who is asking me, why is Bitcoin Cash not reflected in my quick stats? My quick stats are basically showing the top 5 coins without USD Tether, because of course USD Tether is a stable coin, so I don't even include it in my statistics here. So as you can see, number 5 is Bitcoin Cash. Instead, I'm showing Polkadot. Why not? This is my channel. I get to do what I want. Right, well, Ripple has actually fallen to 4th place by market cap right now. Litecoin has taken its spot, and this is because Ripple has been suffering a major drawback from its court case with the SEC, which seems like it might actually not go in its favor. And exchanges started delisting the coin. More and more exchanges every day are making announcements that they will be delisting XRP, mainly those that are operating in the US, of course, because if XRP is deemed a security, it will have many implications to anyone who was trading it as well. So because you have to be reporting it as a security if you're going to be trading it as security. So this is a big problem for many businesses that are working with XRP and wallets and exchanges that are supporting XRP. So Coinbase is going to be delisting XRP. Bitstamp and Bitfinex are already announced. Bitfinex I'm not sure about, actually. We'll see if they will be delisting it, because Bitfinex moved out of the US, so they're not really operating in the US. Wirex, I just saw an announcement by Wirex, which is a crypto debit card. I'm using it, and they sent us an email that they will be delisting it from the US platform, so they will not be offering it to US customers. For those of us who are not in the US, things are not really changing much besides the price. Of course, the price of XRP keeps tanking, and it will be doing so for the foreseeable future. Perhaps at some point next year we will get some better news. People will start to get over the fact that there is this court case. The court case is really fresh right now. It was announced just a few days ago, so this is why right now is the initial reaction, the first reaction, and it is a big drop, but we don't really expect that drop to be continuing all the time. Of course, at some point we will have a bit of a recovery in XRP, and that might be a good time to sell if you're holding XRP, or maybe you're one of those hardcore XRP fans who are holding it for life. I mean, it's up to you really what you want to do. I've seen many people that are really passionate about XRP. I don't see why. I mean, there are many cryptocurrencies that have really good qualities and very good tech and everything. So I don't really see why would you get stuck on XRP. But this is one of the things that people do in terms of mistakes. They get emotionally attached, and there are too many people emotionally attached to XRP that can't really let go, even when it's really tanking right now. I've already sold out 90% of my XRP. I kept around $1,000 in XRP, and I will sell a little more. I will probably keep in the end something like $300 in XRP, just in case that it pumps one day and it gives me a bit of a recovery for the losses that I'm making, because I am actually making losses in profit, not necessarily losses. I'm making losses in Bitcoin, and this is because if we look at XRP, how it's doing against Bitcoin right now, XRP is at 788 Satoshi. In its heyday, XRP used to be in the thousands of Satoshis. It was 8,000 Satoshis, 9,000 Satoshi. At some point it went even to over that. So and I'm not even going to go through its all-time high. Of course, we're not looking at the all-time high, but just over a year ago, in 2018, I believe, I remember being in Thailand, and I was selling it at 12,000, then reaccumulating it at 8,000, selling it again at 9,000, and then reaccumulating it at 6,000 Satoshi and 3,000 Satoshi as well, which at the time looked like a very good price. Then it went down to 2,000 Satoshi. And recently it's been below that. So in its latest pump, it went to 3,000 Satoshi, and now it's at 788. So if you are a crypto holder Your money is devaluating being in Ripple. So it's better to be in Bitcoin or Ethereum or pretty much any other coin right now than in Ripple. So I don't really see the point of holding Ripple long term like that. I feel that you should always try to make the most of your capital and grow your capital. So if you see that one of your coins in your portfolio is underperforming, then just maybe allocate that capital to a different coin. This is how I see it. But there are many people who are happy to hold XRP longer term, and they're not really trading, and they're just hoping for a recovery of XRP, and that way they will gain back the loss of value. It is really up to you what you decide to do. Now let's look at what Bitcoin and the other currencies did throughout this year. So Bitcoin gained 287% in value throughout the course of this year. We're looking here at year to date, because that is from the beginning of the year, 1st of January until today. So we have printed 287% profit in Bitcoin. We have done 457% in Ethereum. So Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin big time. The third one here, of course, is Litecoin, and it is done 205% over the course of the year. So it is not as good as Bitcoin or Ethereum, but still a very decent percentage. So for people who are holding Litecoin, not too bad. And some of the other top coins that have done really well are Cardano, 434%, and Chainlink did 533%. So, and Monero also 256%. This is something that we should mention as well. As you know, DeFi was the biggest growing sector of crypto this year, and it was making a lot of headlines, a lot of news. The trend is really hot, and the trend will continue throughout the next year. We have a few coins here in the DeFi sector that did even better. We have Aave doing 4,000%. We have Yearn Finance doing 1,800%. Syntexis doing 1,000%. Loopring doing 778. Melon doing 831. And Zim Finance, they call it now. I have to get used to calling it that. So Bancor as well. Bancor is a decentralized exchange. 452%. UMA 348. I covered all of that in a different video, but definitely DeFi was the best where the money was in this year, and all attention, everyone was talking about DeFi, how is really disrupting the financial sector. Speaking of DeFi, I also want to announce here my giveaway. It's a giveaway time. So it is the end of the year, and I decided to do a giveaway to finish the year on a high note. As you know, one of the sponsors of this channel is a DeFi project, Cobo Lend. It's a new way to borrow. The Cobo lending platform aims to bring together borrowers into a fair and democratic voting community to get any size loan, from microloans to six-figure loans, all without the oversight of a bank, or completely governed by the community, and therefore the community directly benefits from its involvement and profits from its involvement. The current credit system is fundamentally flawed, and the Cobo Lend platform corrects this by facilitating a community-voted and approved lending program where the only criteria considered for the loans will be the merit of the project and the collateral provided by the borrower. Then the community, the users, will actually get to decide and vote whether that project will get the funding that they want. So it is a very interactive and a very inclusive type of a system where you as a user actually have your voice in order to decide what is happening, not only with borrowing and lending, but also within the features of the website as well. They are now asking their community members what features they would like to see, and they're constantly adding new features. As you can see here on my dashboard, this is the wallet actually that they have, and you can go into the wallet and they have different services such as exchange and even atomic swaps. The exchange function is built into the wallet, allowing the user to create offers. So you can, it's a peer-to-peer exchange, so you can actually sell or buy tokens directly from another user, or you can also use their atomic swap feature, which is powered by Total, which is a non-custodial smart order routing platform that provides access to DeFi liquidity pools. There is also a full ERC20, Ghost Chain, Nextcoin and BTC wallet support, plus NFT and NRC20 support is coming very soon. They're also offering a debit card, which is just the same as a typical debit card, but it is specifically for crypto, and you can access it here from your dashboard. So you are seeing here my dashboard on the screen. What you need to do is basically just open an account with Cobo Vault and log in there, and you will get into your dashboard and you can access all of these different features. Here is the atomic swaps. This is the Cobo card. If you want to order one of those, there is the wallet, and the staking. You can also stake the token, and it is with monthly payouts of 5% updated in your user dashboard. As you can see, I haven't yet staked my tokens, but this is the next thing that I will be doing, and here I will be able to see what are my rewards for staking. And you can also buy Bitcoin using your debit or credit card here, or you can buy the CBOT tokens if you want. But in order to get you started, in order to make it easier, I'm doing a 300 CBOT tokens giveaway. I will be announcing the winner next week. All you have to do is leave a comment below here and just say win. That's all you have to do. Of course, you also have to be a subscriber to this channel and leave a like. Share this video with someone else. All of these are really helping my channel, helping the YouTube algorithms, and help me grow my community as well. And this is why I'm doing these videos for you guys. I want to help you. I want to grow my community. I want to help as many people as I can to find out about cryptocurrencies, to know more about cryptocurrencies, to make informed decisions on what cryptocurrencies to get involved with, to invest in, whether to hold or sell, and all of these things. So thank you for everyone who's watching this, and thank you for being subscribers here, and for all of your comments and likes. I do go through this, and as you know, I often respond to comments in my videos so that we can help more people find out the answers to these questions and everything. I will be doing another Ask Me Anything type of a session very soon. Now let's go into Bitcoin and find out how did it go to 30k. It hasn't done 30k yet, but as you see, we are trying, we are attempting, and very soon we will. I'm pretty confident that we will manage this, and even if it's not in the next day, I have a feeling that we will not manage to break 30k by the end of this year, because now we have only a day left, and it seems like the selling pressure is quite high. So we'll probably be doing it by the end of January or early February, but I will be revising this projection once we see how the price action will develop over the next few days. Now let's go into the beginning and see what are the different all-time highs of Bitcoin, when were they, and what were the corrections in between as well, because we haven't actually done a major correction. Now before I go into this, let me just show you what I'm talking about. As you know, I've been talking about a correction being necessary for quite some time now, and we haven't actually had any serious corrections on the way to 28k, which is the current price. So we had a consolidation, not really a correction here. We went from 23,000 down to 21,800, which is a 7% correction. That's not really a correction, that is really just a consolidation. Then we did another one here, another attempt at correcting, and I was hoping that we will correct more, and this one was around 8%, 9% in fact. We went from 28,000 when we printed that all-time high just a few days ago. We went down to 25,700, but that's not also a correction. It's not even 10%. I mean, we really need at least 10-11% to start thinking of correcting. We haven't done that. And why is this important? Why do we actually need corrections in order to grow properly? And this is what you will hear many people talk about, a very much needed correction, because when we correct and when we consolidate, I mean, consolidation is also good, but when we do that for a period of time, we establish a level here, a price level that will later on work as a support and perhaps as a resistance. If we break down that level and we start going up, we know that this will be a resistance level. If we are already above it and we start going down, we know that this here will act as a support level, because the price was consolidating around this price level for a period of time, not just for a day, more than a day. So these kind of consolidations and corrections are needed because they test the support, they test at what price level the buyers are really hungry and wanting to get more, and that gives confidence and boost for the price to continue going up. And you know, they might be testing a support. If it fails that support, then we know that the selling pressure is really high at that price level, and that also helps us with analyzing later on. And it really is very important for all kinds of technical analysis, these kind of corrections and consolidations. So here we also had a consolidation of 11%. That is now the highest consolidation, and you can call it even a minor correction here that happened once we touched the 19k, and since then we haven't actually corrected at all. So we really need to do that. Before that, we had another correction at 16%. This is when we touched 19k for the first time in 3 years. So now let's go into the price history here and see how did Bitcoin get to here, and see what were the corrections back in the day. So from the records of Bitstamp, which is the one that has the longest record history, we see that on the 25th of November 2011 is when we hit a first all-time high, $15. Now that was very short-lived, and we did correct straight away. You can see here that we did an 84% correction, and that was literally the same day. So we went up. Let me just move this so that you can see it. It's this long wick here. We went up to $15 and we went all the way down to $2, 2.46 in fact, within the same day. So this was a very short-lived pump, and then we started going up and challenging that price, but it took us, in fact, 266 days or 8.5 months until we went back to that price level, and then we hit a new all-time high, $16.41, and then we corrected the next day, and the next day, over the next 3 days, we were correcting, and we went down by 56%. So in the beginning, these kind of all-time highs were immediately followed by a strong rejection and a big correction on the price. Now it took us another 5.5 months until we went back to that price, and we hit a new all-time high at 16.96, 157 days in fact. But this was here a correction of 56%. Now let's see what happened after that. So we hit 1696. This is a new all-time high, and then we started climbing, and as you can see, it was a parabolic climb, but still there were corrections on the way. It wasn't extremely parabolic with no corrections. Here we did a 12% correction, or consolidation you might say. Here we did a 33% correction. This is when we hit $31, and we corrected all the way down to $27. Then we hit a new all-time high at $49, and that was followed by a correction, 33%, we went down to $32. Then we kept climbing and we went to $76, at which point we printed another correction, and this time 35%. And then we went to $97, a new all-time high, and we did a minor correction of 17%. And then we continued climbing and we reached $259.50. This was on the 10th of April 2013. So this was by far the biggest all-time high. For the first time, we actually saw Bitcoin go in 3 digits. Until then, it was in the double digits. It did another 3 digits here at 158. But very shortly after that, literally in a few weeks, in a few days, it went from that price to 259. So you can say that in a matter of just over a week, we went from below 100 to 259. Of course, that kind of a big jump is needing to be followed by a correction. So no surprises there. We did a correction of 82% straight after that. So this was one of the biggest corrections of Bitcoin at the time, and this is throughout, and it lasted for quite some time. This is throughout 2013 and 2014. It was 82%, meaning that from 259 we went all the way down to $45. Imagine if that will be happening now. I mean, that actually happened not long ago, but if it's happening right now, this is the equivalent of dropping from the current 28,000 all the way down to 4,000. It's pretty much that. And if that wouldn't really happen right now, but if it would happen, there would be so many happy people purchasing Bitcoin like crazy. I mean, you would think that, but when Bitcoin dropped to 4,000 earlier this year, not many people were buying it. They were afraid. Anyway, it took 7 months for this correction to occur and for us to go back to this price level. 264 was the next all-time high, and that was printed on the 6th of November 2013. But at the time, we actually had a lot of trouble with the biggest exchange at the time was Mt. Gox. And Mt. Gox was actually riddled with a lot of controversy and hacks and things like that. So very soon after that, the problems started, and the exchange actually went bust. It collapsed. It was shut down. And but not before we actually hit a new all-time high of 1,163. Now this is for the first time again, Bitcoin going into 4 digits and hitting 1,000. Now, the price couldn't actually stay there, and with the controversy with Mt. Gox and the exchange shutting down and thousands, more than 100,000 Bitcoin actually going missing, being stolen from the exchange, it was a huge crash, and we did correct, and we went into a full-on bear market. For the first time, we went for a completely bear market that lasted more than 2 years. In fact, it lasted 39.5 months, which is almost 3 years, and it took us, that was the biggest correction. It was 87% correction, and it took us all the way down to 144, from 1,163 all the way down to 144. Now that is a complete collapse. This was really scary. This was in 2014, throughout 2014, and even beginning of 2015 is when we actually hit that rock bottom. And for many people, that was the end. Many people actually thought Bitcoin is finished. This is the end. There was no institutional money in Bitcoin. It was only retail investors and speculators and basically gamblers and, you know, early adopters, people who are mining Bitcoin, a lot of them. So many people were selling Bitcoin, capitulating at this point, and they didn't really believe that it will come back, because the biggest and pretty much only crypto exchange at the time had collapsed. I mean, Bitstamp was already around, but it wasn't as big as it is today. So it was pretty much all doom and gloom. It took 1,175 days, 39.5 months, or 3 years in order to recover from this. And we did recover very well. Throughout 2016, we actually started the next bull run. And this is the one that I managed to catch personally. And I'm very happy I did. I managed to catch Bitcoin around here at the 400 range, 430. So this is when I actually started buying Bitcoin a lot, and I was buying it during a bull market. Bear in mind, it is always very easy to be buying in bull market, because you know, the corrections are small, they're not really taking you down, and you have more confidence in buying more, because you see your money growing and you see your capital gaining value day after day, week after week. And this is what happened throughout 2016 and 2017 with me. And I was really lucky that I managed to get into the space at this time. I had already known about Bitcoin earlier, but I didn't buy it because it was too difficult at the time. Anyway, throughout 2017, we actually started pumping much harder, and for the first time in 3 years, we managed to reach that 1000 price level that we had abandoned since 2014. So we hit this all-time high 1193. We do that on the 23rd of February. I actually remember that day because of course it was a headline type of a day, and just a few days later, something like a week later, we hit a new all-time high 1348. Now at this point we correct, and we correct by 34%. We go down to below 1000, and this is March 2017. We actually go all the way down to 800, and very briefly, of course, and we make a V-shaped correction, and we start going up for the next round, and then of course we go up parabolically. This is now the summer of 2000. We hit a new all-time high 2700. We do another correction, this time at 33%, and after the correction we go and we hit a new all-time high 2981. At this point we correct again 38%. This is a proper correction. As you can see, for a period of time we're actually going down. We are testing support, we are failing this support, we are going for the lower support. We find support here, and apparently a strong support, so we bounce back, and then we head over for the next round, for the next leg up. And this is what we want to see in the current bull run. We need to see this type of corrections. This is 38%, this is 33%. Right now we are seeing 11% at the most. Okay, so we hit another all-time high 4978. We do that on the 4th of September, and we correct by 40%. Now this was very good for Bitcoin because it established a very strong support level here in the 3000, and we revisited that support level. The 3000 level actually we revisited years later when we were correcting heavily. So this 40% correction here was much needed and very healthy correction indeed. If Bitcoin was going parabolic without any correction on the way, and it was literally just going up and up and up all the time, when the time comes when it hits a resistance and the buyers are exhausted and there's no more buyers and we need to start correcting, we will be falling down all the way to where would be that support? Well, it would be nowhere. If we haven't been stopped and corrected and found support on the way up, then we will go all the way down to where we started. Meaning, if we started at 10k, this bull run, if we started it at 11 or 12k, whatever it was when we started, and we didn't correct on the way to the 28k, on the way down we can go to the 12k immediately. This is not what we want. We want these corrections. We did consolidate at 16k, so now we know we have a strong support at 16k. We did consolidate at 19, 18 and 19k, so we know we have a support there. But from the 20 to the 28k, we don't really have a strong support. So once we start correcting, we can actually dump below 20k. And we're gonna see that. Time will tell. Now let's continue here. So then we go and we hit a new all-time high, this time 7,000. For the first time we hit 7,000, we correct 29%, not bad. 29% is actually a minor correction compared to the previous corrections, which were 38%, 40%. And then we hit a new all-time high, 16,000. Now this was very quick. Of course we did hit other all-time highs on the way, but we corrected after hitting 16,000, which is already more than double the previous all-time high of 7,000. We correct here at 23%, not a very strong correction, not not a 30 or 40% correction, and we're gonna see how this will play out in the future. So, and then we go and hit a new all-time high, 19,662. This was, until now, this was the the biggest all-time high, the biggest record of Bitcoin. Of course, at this point we found rejection. It was a psychological rejection as well, because it was close to the 20k. 20k was an important psychological level, and the buyers at this point were exhausted. People were not really willing to buy Bitcoin at 20,000 anymore. And We started at just a correction, but that correction turned into a complete bear market. Now, as we started going down, what did we do first? We went down to see where we're going to be stopped, and we were stopped at the 12K. So here we found the support and we bounced up. We got rejected at this level and we went down to see where is the lower support. Let's test the lower support. This is what we usually do. We found the lower support here at the 6,000 level. 6,000. Why did we had to go so far down? Well, because from the 16 to this here 7,000, we didn't actually correct very much. We went parabolic. We had minor consolidations, but we went pretty much parabolic. This is what I'm talking about. So from 17K all the way down to 6K. Of course, we found the 6K was very briefly touched and we found the support, so we went to 7K, and 8K was actually where we consolidated for a period of time. This is because here around the 7 and 8,000 level we were consolidating previously. This provided that support that we needed in order to consolidate here for a period of time. We even went higher. We went to 11K later on because people were still hoping that this was just a correction and then that the bull market will continue. However, it turned out that it was not just a correction, it was actually a bear market, and then the bear trend continued. And we went again to the 6,600. We tried to bounce up to the 9,000, but we didn't hold there. And then we started our climb down and down and down throughout the 2018 and even 2019. We continued to climb down. We went all the way down to 3K, which previously was a strong support. And this is why I was saying that we will be revisiting that support level, and that it is important to be making this kind of support levels on the way up, because as soon as we go into a bear market or a strong correction, these are the support levels that will hold us. And the 3,000 support level actually was holding really strong. It held here in 2018 November, and it also held here in March this year when we had the flash crash of Bitcoin, which was at the beginning of the pandemic and everything. So this support level is actually really strong, and this actually gave us that boost. When we did that V-shaped recovery from that drop, it actually gave us the boost to really go full on with the bull run that we are currently experiencing. That actually proved that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can be trusted to be a hedge against devaluation of the fiat currencies, and this is when institutional players started getting in the game. They didn't get involved yet because they had to wait for, let me draw this. They had to wait for Bitcoin to actually cross the 0.61 Fibonacci level in order to really gain confidence that Bitcoin will continue growing and going up. This is why institutional players didn't actually start buying Bitcoin until it went beyond the 10K level. But definitely this recovery here was one of the catalysts for this bull run, and why institutional players started buying Bitcoin around 10,000 and not before that. They were waiting for the 0.61 Fibonacci level, which is a very important level here in price recovery and in bull runs as well. So this here is the area where institutional big money is not interested. They don't really pay attention to it while it's in this area. Once it breaks out of this area, this is when they start paying attention to it, and this is what happened this year. This is why this bull run is so much different than the previous bull runs, when we had mainly retail investors, people who are easily scared, who start selling at the first chance when the prices start dropping. A lot of people who only found out about crypto at that point, and they didn't have any experience, they didn't know what crypto is very much, and a lot of gambling was pretty much going on in the previous bull run. This time with institutional players, you see that they're buying every dip, and every time we actually try to correct, they're not even allowing it. With all of the headlines from the last few weeks were about, pretty much in every video we had a headline from yet another fund or investment fund or big institution buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So this is the road of Bitcoin to the 30K. Very soon, I assume, we will be touching the 30K. It's very likely that we will get rejected from the 29 level, and we might not touch 30K just yet. We might actually go, and I hope that we do, go through that much needed correction which I'm talking about, and I'm expecting a maybe 20% correction. I have a feeling that we're not going to be able to reach a 30% correction, mainly because so many people are hoping to buy Bitcoin cheaper. A 30% correction will actually take us to the 20,000 level, and I'm pretty sure that many people will be really happy to buy Bitcoin at 20,000 now, now that we are approaching 30,000. To me, it looks like around 17% correction will be very logical and quite possible, very achievable. A 30% correction will be ideal, but I just don't know whether we'll manage, because I just feel that there's still a lot of buyers. By the way, this purring you're hearing is from this guy who decided to interrupt my video, but nevertheless, I do feel that a 30% correction is much needed, and it will be great if we manage to do that. I'm ready to be buying some more at this price, but I'm pretty sure there's also quite a lot of people who are ready like me, and usually that's what happens. The market doesn't do what you expect it to do. If you expect it to correct to 20K, 20K or even 19 or something like that, it's very likely that many other people expect the same, and the market will not actually do it. So we will keep monitoring. We'll see how it goes. I'm curious to see what you are thinking of Bitcoin. What do you think Bitcoin will be doing in January? Let me know in the comments below. But most importantly, don't forget to comment win, because this will win you the 300 CBOT tokens that I announced in this video. And good luck to everyone who is watching and who is entering this giveaway. This is the last giveaway of the year. Next year I will be doing even more giveaways, so stay tuned. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and if you like the video, also share it with someone else who might also benefit from watching it. Now, this is everything from me. I'm signing off. I'm gonna see you in the next one, and happy new year.